Just a fun and friendly and perhaps thoughtful question for a Wednesday evening. Is there any money in heaven? That's right. Is there any money in heaven? Well, of course, your response will be, oh, well, I don't know, but I don't think so. Well, let me help you out with that. There probably is no money in heaven. But there is something you need to know about the story of why we would even ask the question. Is there any money in heaven? And so what I'd like to do on this Wednesday evening, flowing into the end of the week, and it's been a challenging week, is to say, is there something we can learn about right now and the future and what we should be about as Christian entrepreneurs by even asking the question, is there any money in heaven? And that is what we're going to do on radio right now, Radio on the Edge, the Jesus Entrepreneur Experience. Join us. And thank you for your time. We try and keep it a bit shorter on Wednesday. You're a little bit tired. It's the hump day. You don't have a great deal of time to think. You got to finish up a little bit of what you're about, and then you've got Thursday and Friday. And it appears that for many people, as someone said, Stan, I just got notice from my boss that the summer hours, because we used to get to leave at 1:30 on Friday afternoon, the summer hours are now back to normal, and it's Friday at 5, as it used to be and will be throughout the rest of the year. There we go. And so that's where we are at. Now, what I want to do is very quickly remind you that you are listening to the future right now. I oftentimes say this is radio right now, radio on the edge, and it is all of that. But what you're doing is you are listening to OTT, over the top, a personal on-demand radio broadcast called a podcast. It is radio on demand, and this is the future. This is the future. If you are involved in business, if you are involved in marketing your business, trying to make more sales, if you are involved in any way in making sure that your business can make its mark in the marketplace, you're going to have to learn to do part of what I'm doing right now, and that is using the audio spoken, and then many times the video and spoken word to jump on the World Wide Web and be able to make your mark. So what we're doing is the right now future, and I'm going to encourage you to be in touch with me at radioedge77@gmail.com, radioedge77@gmail.com, and in doing so, I'll be more than happy to help you make sure that you are ready for the right now future by using all of the modern media, and to do so in a way, because this can be bad stuff, in a way that is ethical, real, effective, and pleasing to Jesus in how you use it, and it will contribute to your good, the common good, and the glory of God. Your good, the common good, and the very glory of God. That's what we want. And I have a lot to be thankful for, and particularly I am thankful that I have the ability to do this, and I'm going to just simply thank my good friends from many years, Charlie and Jack C. Miller, whose donation to tcenglobal.org made it possible for us to keep continuing. So I've kind of designated them as kind of our guest sponsors for this month, helping us to continue to do this work. So thank you, Charles and Jaxie, for your wonderful love for Karen and I, and for helping us to do this broadcast, particularly through the month of September. And we're hoping that you will start to join them, and you and your company will find ways that we can promote your good work and your concern for Christian entrepreneurs to make their mark in the marketplace. So again, thank you for all that. Well, let me tell you the story that made all of this kind of fun story possible. We were in a situation where I came across an old book one time, and I have a gift for just picking up old books. And this book was called The Soul's Sincere Desire. And it was obviously an old book, and I just was curious at it, and I picked it up, and I think I bought it for $0.25, took it home, and found out that it was one of those books that had literally changed the world in many ways and changed hundreds of thousands of lives. But it was very old, and most people didn't know about it, but I learned about it. And it helped me with this wonderful little story, which I believe is vital for those of us who are Christian entrepreneurs. And so here is what I simply put down, simply entitled, There's No Money in Heaven. My friend Russell responded to my request as to how he was doing by saying, like most folks, I'm working harder and making less money. Now, some years ago, I was leading the morning prayers in our church, and this happened, and it kind of reminded me to remember that when Russell said that to me. I said in a very unprayer-sounding way. You know, I just gone through the very prayer-sounding way. It was humane, wonderful. I was very, very serious about making sure that we would have meaningful prayers. And I said, and Lord, some of us could just use some extra cash right now. And then I paused, and I almost heard a few people giggling. And then I continued on. Afterwards, many people came up and they thanked me. They said, thank you for being real. And you know what? I said amen to that. I could use a little extra cash right now. And that reminded me that in the midst of all of our prayers and heavy and high-sounding requests, sometimes we just need to pray for the very vital things that we need right now, and that Jesus cares. Not only about the wonderful, eternal thankfulness and good things, but sometimes we just need a little extra cash right now. And he would say, okay, tell me about it. Let's see what we can do. Now, today, most folks I know are having some real life, business, and money challenges right now. That's just true. And so, as I continued my little essay, I said, all this brought me back to an old book that I'm reading for the 4th time. It is called The Soul's Sincere Desire by Glenn Clark, and it was first published in 1925 and was an instant bestseller. And through many years was reprinted many times. It has been life-changing to me in many ways and to many others. Now, did you get that? The Soul's Sincere Desire by Glenn Clark. And it was one of the delightful illustrations that Professor Clark, he was a teacher and a golf coach at Macalester College in St. Paul for many years, and many years ago. And here was the story he told. He tells of a man who prays for more money. Well, the angels and spirits in heaven, they spring right to it and go looking for some money for the praying man. They discover what they suspected. There is no money in heaven. There's no money in heaven. In fact, most folks there don't even know what they're talking about. There's no money there. There is no money in heaven, Professor Clark continues. But heaven is full of love, creativity, compassion, and ideas. Love casts out fear and gives us courage. Creativity fires our imagination. Compassion makes us human and purposeful, and ideas can be turned into services, good things, and ways to be helpful and useful to others. Now, may I say that again? There is no money in heaven, but heaven is full of love, creativity, compassion, and ideas. And love casts out fear and gives us courage. Courage and creativity fires our imagination. Compassion makes us human and purposeful. And ideas can be turned into services, products, good things, and ways to be helpful to use and useful to others. So here's my conclusion, Christian entrepreneur. Perhaps what I should seek are the things that indeed heaven is full of. And could it just be that when I'm full of love, creativity, compassion, and good ideas, and courage, that I just might make a little more money? Well, from the Twilight Zone, just an idea for your thought and consideration. I'm Stan Houston. This is Radio on the Edge. This is the Jesus Entrepreneur Experience. We'll be right back. I hope you enjoyed that story. As I said, this is a short program. You're busy. You got to get going. But there you are. I hope you remember that. There's no money in heaven. And it's not that important in heaven. But heaven is full of, along with the very Spirit of Jesus that comes down, all of those good things. So pray for the good things that are in heaven. Pray for the things that heaven is full of. And if what heaven is full of begins to be what you're full of, you know what? Along with that incoming good things, there might be just a little extra cash. Thank you for your time. Stan Houston at RadioEdge77@gmail.com, RadioEdge77@gmail.com. I believe that I can help you, quote, seek a good life. Build a great business, expand your brand, and do more good things for you, for the common good, and indeed for the glory of God. This is the Christian Entrepreneur Network, TCENglobal.org, and I would appreciate if you would do TCENglobal.org/contribute. I would be grateful for that too. All the best and blessings to you. We'll see you around. Finish your week well, and we'll probably see you around the weekend. God bless us all. Everyone. Bye for now.